Hello, it's Mr. Toops. Today you're going to be doing your test review over quadratics. So we're going to start rocking and rolling. On number one, we want the factors of this parabola or this quadratic. And remember, when you do this, your parabola, I'm going to draw a parabola here. Your parabola does something like this. The factors are going to be the lines that go through the zeros. So what we're going to do is graph this and find the ones that go through the zeros. So we're going to open up our calculator and we're going to graph 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. Hit enter. We have our parabola. The factors are going to cross at the intercepts, okay? So I'm going to hit tab and I'm going to graph 3x plus 4. Hit enter. 3x plus 4 goes right through there, doesn't it? So I know that 3x plus 4 is a factor. Now then I'm going to go to the next one. The next one's x minus 3. So I'm going to hit tab and I'm going to do x minus 3. Hit enter and notice that x minus 3 goes to the other zero, doesn't it? If I hit tab and do x plus 3, notice that that line does not go through the parabola, okay? Did I graph it? Hit tab, x plus 3. That line doesn't go through. If I hit tab, I'm going to do one more, and then hit tab. Menu, graph 1. And then do, let's do 3x plus 1, the next one. If I do 3x plus 1, notice that that line doesn't go. So the lines that work are the x minus 3 and the 3x plus 4. So these two lines would go through the parabola at the x-intercepts. Okay, number 2. On number 2, we need to find the domain and the range of this parabola, okay? This parabola is going to graph. It's going to go down something like this, okay? So our domain, it's going to have two arrows. Our domain will always be all real numbers. The range is going to be all of the y's that are less than or equal to this point right here. So we need to graph this. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to hit delete, delete, delete to clear the graphs. I'm going to hit tab, and then I'm going to graph -2, parentheses, x plus 5, close parentheses, squared, and then minus 4. Hit enter. And notice the parabola is way down here. This parabola doesn't have any zeros. I need to find the ordered pair of the vertex. So I'm going to do menu 5-1, and I'm going to trace up or to the left and get to that vertex. I have a maximum, and it's at -5, -4. That -4 is my max. So I need all of the y's that are smaller than the -4. And remember, this right here will give you the vertex. The opposite of a +5 is a -5, and that's a -4. This parabola would go left 5 and down 4, wouldn't it? That -4 goes to the range. Got to remember that, okay? This is in vertex form right here. It gives you the vertex. On the next one, we want to determine the range of the parabola. The range goes to the y's. Notice that right here, the y's start repeating. This would be the vertex. And since the y's are getting bigger, this would also be a minimum. So my range is going to be all of my y's greater than or equal to -5. It's not less than -5. It needs to be greater than the -5. So the answer choice would be C. Number 4, find the solutions to the quadratic equation. The first thing we got to do is we're going to type this into the calculator, and you have to solve it for zeros. So that 6 moves across. This is what we would graph, okay? So we're going to go to our calculator. And we're going to graph. I'm going to hit delete, delete, delete. I'm going to hit menu. I'm going to do my window 4 and then make it standard so I can see my origin. I'm going to hit tab. and I'm going to type in 2x squared plus 4x, and then minus 6. Everything on the other side of the equal sign will be flipped. And then I need the solutions. I need this point and this point. So menu 5, 1, I'm going to go to the right 0, which is 1. And then I'm going to go around to the left, which is negative 3. So my zeros are negative 3 and 1. Okay, so the zeros are negative 3 and 1. Those would be my zeros. Number 5, use the graph to determine the domain and the range. On this graph right here, I have an arrow going to this way. So I know I have an arrow this way and I have an arrow this way. The domain is my x's, so I'm going to draw a bar right here. I need a closed dot and my x's go over here. There's 2 ways to write this. You could put all your x's that are less than or equal to 1, or I could say all real numbers less than or equal to 1. The range, let me change colors. The range goes from the bottom to the top. So my range is going to be all of my y's that are greater than or equal to, because the arrow is going up. Remember, if it goes up, you're going to use a greater than symbol. If it goes down, you're going to use a less than. If it goes to the left, that's less than or equal to. If it goes to the right, that's greater than. Remember that, okay? And the range starts at the zeros, doesn't it? This would also be all real numbers greater than or equal to 0. Going on, number 6. Okay, the functions are graphed on the coordinate grids. Choose the 3 correct answers, okay? So this right here would be my parent function. The parent function looks like this, and you cannot graph this because of the f. You need to know that this number is left or right. This number is up or down. The opposite of that minus 3 is a positive 3, and this is positive 4. So this goes to the right 3, and it goes up 4. So I need right 3, up 4. To the right by 3 units, I need the vertex. This one's true. The vertex is at 3, 4. Is a translation 4 units up. This is correct. And it's to the right 3 units. This one's correct. So A, C, and F are all correct. It was translated right 3, up 4, or it's horizontally shifted right 3, vertically shifted up 4, and then the vertex is at 3, 4. Remember, this number right here is going to be opposite, okay? Number 7, we need the domain and the range of this, okay? We do not have arrow tips. We have dots, okay? So I'm going to draw a box around this. I'm going to box in my graph. The domain goes from the left dot to the right dot, which is negative 3 to 2 in it. And it's going to be all the x's less than or equal to, because they're closed dots. And all the domain is all real numbers. That's not right. The maximum value is 4. That is correct, because that is the maximum value. The function has 2 zeros. Correct, right here and here, negative 2 and 2, that's correct. The axis of symmetry is x equals 4, that is wrong. The axis of symmetry goes right through here. The axis of symmetry is actually x equals 0. This one's wrong, okay? The minimum value is negative 2. This does not have a minimum, it has a maximum. The y-intercept is 4, that is correct. And the x-intercepts are negative 5 and 2. That is incorrect. Negative 5 and 2 are here, so that one's wrong. The negative 5 would be wrong on that one, right? So the answers on this one are B, C, and F. The range, let's do the range. The range would go from negative 5 to 4. It would look like this. That would be your range. So the range goes from bottom to top. The domain goes from left to right. Number 8. Remember, this is in vertex form. You need the squared. This is in vertex form. This number flips and this stays the same. Your vertex is 2, 5. You cannot graph this because of the F. You have to know that these two numbers give you the vertex. Number 9, which expression is equivalent to? All you have to do is store on this. Now then, I'm going to do store. We're going to do 2, Control VAR X, and then type in the problem. So I need to hit home. I'm going to go to calculate. I'm going to do 2, Control VAR X. Let me get this up here so I can see the problem. Okay, and I got X, and then I'm going to hit enter, and then I have X squared minus 8X plus 15. Hit enter, I get 3. So if I plug in 2 for X, I get 3. One of these is going to be equal. Let's try A, parentheses X minus 3, parentheses X minus 5. Hit enter, and notice I also get 3. So choice A is going to be my right answer in it. So I'm going to go back to my screen. Choice A works. And remember, you can also get this by factoring it. So if I have X squared minus 8X plus 15, I need the factors of 15 that add up to 8, and that's going to be my 3 and a 5. I'm going to put 5 and 3 down. The minus goes to the big one. If I add, the signs have to be the same. These are my factors right here, which matches up to A, doesn't it? Either way works. I would definitely store. If you store it, you're going to get it right. Okay, now then we need the key attributes of this graph. This graph opens down, doesn't it? So it's going to look like something like this in it, and it's going to have a max, won't it? Okay, so we need the vertex, the min max, the axis of symmetry, the domain and range, and the zeros. Since this is going to be a graph, hopefully you know your domain is all real numbers. Now then, let's go through and graph this, okay? So we're on number 10 now. I'm going to go to my, Jiminy Crickets. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go to graph, so home and then B. I'm going to hit delete, delete, delete. I'm going to hit tab. And then I'm going to type in negative X squared plus 8X minus 12. Hit enter. And notice right here, this is my stuff right here. So I'm going to hit menu 5-1. And that's my y-intercept, 0, negative 12. I think that's one of the things we got to put in, right? No, we don't have the y-intercept. We need the vertex, and we need the min, the max, the axis of symmetry, the domain, and the range of the zeros. Okay, so we're going to go up, and we're going to get our zeros. So one of the zeros is 2. So I'm going to go to here. And one of my zeros is 2. So I'm going to put a brace, 2, and I'm going to go back to my graph. I'm going to keep hitting there. I need to get my vertex, don't I? Let me go over and get the other 0 first. The other 0 is 6. So I'm going to go to my graph. 2 and 6 are the zeros. Now then I need to get my vertex. So I'm going to go back and go to the max. It's going to say max, and it's at 4, 4. So that's my vertex in it. So my vertex is 4, 4. This number right here is my max. The axis of symmetry is this number, x equals 4. And the range is going to be all of the y's that are less than or equal to 4. Okay? Go to number 11. Given the relationship, what conjecture about the relationship between the linear equations and the quadratic function? Okay, this is going to graph a graph. These are the factors. This right here would graph a graph. It's going to go through 6. And then the zeros would be negative 3 and 2. So this graph is going to look something like this. And the factors are going to go through the x-intercepts. All 3 equations have multiple zeros. That is true. No, that's false. This has a 0 of 3. This has a 0 of 2. Each equation has the same slope. That's false. Each line has one each line shares one x-intercept with a quadratic. That is what's true. All three equations have the first and second differences. That's false. So these factors are going to share one x-intercept with the quadratic. That's what we know about the factors. The next one, the parent function was transformed. Choose the transformations that are blue. Remember, this means it opens down. It's flipped, right? Or reflected. This means left or right, but it's opposite. This right here would be a -2, and this is our up or down number. So this means left 2, and this means down 7. And it's flipped or reflected. So I need a reflect, a left 2, and a down 7. So it's a reflection over the x-axis. That's true. That's the negative. I need to go left 2, which is this one, and I need to go down 7, which is this one. So this problem, I would pick B, D, and E. Remember, this number is the opposite. It's your left or right number. Make sure you know that. And lastly, solve the quadratic, find the zeros. We could graph this and trace it, can't we? So I'm going to go to my calculator. Get this, get my calculator up, hit delete, 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 and then do X, hit tab, and I'm going to graph x squared minus 5x plus 6, hit enter, and then I'm going to do menu 5-1, hit the right arrow button. I have 2, 0, and I have 3, 0. The 2 and the 3 are my zeros. So I'm going to go back to my paper. The zeros are x equal, put it in a brace because there's more than 1, 2, and 3. And the way you do it by hand, you're going to do x squared minus 5x plus 6. I need the factors of 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. The 2 and 3 add up to 5, don't I? So I need the 3 and the 2. I need to make the 3 negative. I'm adding the 2 would be negative. These would be my factors, wouldn't they? And the zeros are opposites. So the zeros would be 3 and 2, which matches up to this, wouldn't it? You're going to do wonderful on your test. Remember to always believe. And the symbol of always believe is a Pentagon T. You're going to do wonderful. Make sure you go over this, review the video again if you have any trouble. You're going to do awesome.